Hello viewers, welcome to Gold Point Party Essence channel. This is your favorite channel. Some few months ago I came up with a program. I went to my little poultry cages and fish farm to show you how you can improve on yourself, how you can improve on your income in your own little way to take care of yourself and your family. And I promised I was going to teach our youths, even our women, how to rear some poultry and to farm some fishes. I showed you the little one I had right in my compound. It didn't take me so much to establish, but this morning I'm going to show you, first of all, how to produce broiler chicken and what we call layers. I will start with broiler chicken. Remember, this is October. Today is precisely 21st or 22nd, I think about 21st of October. And we have about 2 months or thereabout, or 2 months and few days to the Christmas. That means we still have enough time to take care of some poultry, rear them. They will mature in 2 months, like 8 weeks, and we can use them for our celebration. I know you don't want to buy chicken this Christmas, so me, I've just started putting my own here and there, small cages, broiler. Although I don't eat a lot of broiler, but I had to because of my kids. But I've also kept my noila. You know, I showed you noila that time now, and layers. I don't really keep noilers for eggs, but I love the meat because they're a little hard. I love to eat hard chicken, and if eggs comes out of it, fine, I will still pick and eat. So let's start with the brooding of chicks in broilers. You know, the little ones that came out from the hatchery, they are chicks from a day old. You buy them. I don't hash you, but people can also hash. If you know how to hash, you can hash your own and start rearing them from a day old. But I don't know how to hash for now. What I do is to go to people who sell in wholesale, and I buy the day old chick. So like now for Christmas, I bought my broilers at day old. And when I bring them at day old, I try to prepare where I will brood them. Where I am, in the part of the world where I am, Nigeria, for now, the rains are so much. And to brood a bird, you have to be very careful because of this rainy season. You know, small chicks may not be too excited with so much rain, and they get cold and they get sick and may die off. So what I simply did was to prepare their homes very well, where they are going to stay, their cages. Before now, I used to go to people who will brood for me. After 2 weeks, they will return to me, and I will pay them, and I'll start training the broilers or noilers from 2 weeks. But I now discovered that there's not much in it, and that's the good news I came to give to everybody. There's not much in it in brooding. You don't need to give anybody anything to brood for you. All you simply do is to get your day old chick. The day old chick will come in. You receive them where you have prepared their pen, where they will stay. Can still be the cage where you will rear them all through. But the only thing is, in preparation, you have to put some wood shavings, the tiny wood shavings, to make the place warm. And you make sure you have a ready gas brooder or stove or charcoal pot. Charcoal pot is easy. Get a charcoal pot where you put your charcoal. You light the charcoal with a little kerosene, and in the night you drop it there for them, and the birds will be there. Put a charcoal pot. When you put a charcoal pot, you see the birds running around. the day-old bird, as soon as they come in, make sure you have kept their feed. You can put their feed in a paper so that their mouth, you know, they are very, very chickeny, small thing, so that their mouth will touch the paper, the cardboard paper or ordinary paper. You just keep it on the floor for them, so, and you put their food ready, their feed ready. Then you bring them in, you bring a water trough, a water drinker, and keep for them just small ones, or anything that will contain water that their mouth can get into. So what you simply do is you keep them there, and you as soon as you bring them in, you make sure you have some glucose for the first day. And when you bring this glucose, and you just give them the glucose immediately they arrive. In case they have stressed, you just give them some glucose. It's just easy, and you see them running about, and they are just there. They are happy. They will just be there. That is for the first day. You give them glucose. Then the second day, remember that in the night you have to light that your stove to keep them warm. In that your cage, I want to tell you that you can also cover the up part of the cage, like I showed in my cage. I'll still show you again later. You cover the upper part of the cage with an old tarpaulin. What are you going to use it for? When the rain starts coming, or when you want to go in for the night, you can just throw it down, uncover it, and it will just cover the front of the cage, so that it will restrict the amount of air that goes in. When you now put your charcoal, the chicks will be running around. They will just be there running around, showing that the warmth of the room is enough. But when you see them gathering closer to the stove or to the charcoal pot, it means they don't have enough. They don't have enough. That means you have to intensify the heat. You have to intensify. If you need to add more charcoal, add a little more. But be careful, so that you don't hurt them with the fire. You know you're not going to be there all night, so you keep the charcoal pot in a way that it will be safe. They can't, of course, day-old bird, most of them can't fly that much to go enter into the charcoal pot, but you have to be careful where you keep it, so that they can be safe. On the second day, from the second day, you start giving antibiotics. These antibiotics you can just find in poultry shops where they sell their the drugs. So what you do is ask for an antibiotics, and you give antibiotics and vitamins for 6 days. 6 days. I want you to get a paper and a pen and write. It's just easy. For 6 days, give them the antibiotics and vitamin. It's just a simple antibiotics. We just go into a poultry shop, they will ask for antibiotics. Which one can I give for 2 to 6 days? They will now give you antibiotics. Maybe I will also show you later a pack of one I have used. You now keep it there, for give them in water for like 2 to 6 days. A spoon of it in that their small drinker, maybe a quarter of the drinker, you add a spoon of it and give them for 6 days. On the seventh day, you can also give another a vitamin. Maybe 7 days, 6 to 7 days again, you give another vitamins. Continue with the vitamins for another 2 days, and then we'll go into the vaccination proper. Vaccination is good though. Even in when we give birth to our kids, we try to vaccinate. Vaccination is very good. So we look into the vaccination of broiler birds. The broiler birds require some vaccination. Remember that the first day and the second day, you will not be the one who will do this vaccination, unless you are the one who hatched them. Since I do not hatch, I don't know how to give those ones that you give subcutaneously. Something like Marek's disease, the vaccination, Marek's vaccine, it will be given on the first day. Newcastle disease can also be given on the first day, but it's going to be intraocularly. So you allow those people who are professionals and experts in this matter to do them. And when you buy them, you start giving them vaccines. At least those ones that you will learn today how to give from the 8th day. Our vaccines today for broiler will start on the 8th day. Note it, on the 8th day of their life. That it is when it will start. Newcastle disease will start with first Lasota. You go to the shop where you also bought the antibiotics and vitamins and glucose and ask them for a Lasota. You want to give them first Lasota. Then they will give you this Lasota vaccine. It's in a small bottle, very small container, very small. Then it's advisable you go with a cooler because you know it's a vaccine. Even the human vaccine they put in the refrigerator, you can't see it commonly on the shelf. You will see it in the refrigerator. What you simply do is to collect the vaccine, put in a cooler, or they add very cold water for you, and you run home immediately and come to administer to these birds. Women, oh, this is not the one you will buy and you will run to the market to buy foodstuffs and meat before you go home. You need you want to go and buy your Lasota. Make sure you're running from the poultry drug shop back to the house. Don't go to the market to buy vegetables or to buy your salad ingredients before you go home. Please, or discuss with your friends. Run, run home and go and administer the Lasota. Don't mind me, I'm laughing. Just laugh a bit and put smile on your life, on your faces. So when you get home with the Lasota, you just get some that same drinker, and then you open the Lasota. It's in a bottle. You uncork it and pour like in quarter of that same container, quarter of that small drinker, white and red drinker. Just in Nigeria here we have it just like the small type of it. You now put the Lasota and give them for like it will stay for like 2 hours. The Lasota will stay for like 2 hours. But there's something I didn't remember to tell you, but now I will tell you. Before you go to give them that Lasota for the day, if you're going to give them this Lasota like today, make sure that, or like tomorrow, make sure that today, this evening, you will remove whatever that has to do with water from there. Don't allow them late in the night after they must have taken some water. You remove the whole water source so that they won't drink water. Why? Because when you get this Lasota, they must drink it so that they will be so thirsty. If you bring the Lasota and now keep, they will rush and finish it in 2 hours. That Lasota must finish in 2 hours. You make sure the Lasota finishes in 2 hours and you remove it from the pen and dig a hole. Throw in bottle, Lasota, you know it's a vaccine. Throw in bottle and Lasota. Lasota bottle and the remaining water, if there remained any water that they did not finish, throw it into a pit and cover properly. Cover it very, very well for safety. That is about the 8th day. Then on the 9th to 10th day, you can give coccidio start. People give coccidio start on the 9th to 10th day, still via drinking water. That's orally, like you did in Lasota. I am not saying it's not important, so it's very important. Me, I tried to rear my noila and my broiler. I didn't give them coccidio start, but coccidio start, professionals will tell you is important. I know, but when you buy all those vaccines, so much, the money will be too much. To be so much. It's God that protects. God will help you. For me, I give first Lasota, and what next I will give? I won't give anything on the 9th and 10th day. But if you have the resources, or you have decided to increase the quantity of broiler you want to rear, and you know you will make something out of it, give that coccidio start 9th to 10th day. Just a day immediately after you gave the first Lasota. And remember, it's still through drinking water, like you did in Lasota. Then on the 12th day, give Gomboro vaccine. First Gomboro vaccine. This is first again. Remember the other one was first Lasota. This one is first Gomboro, and it's on the 12th day. So when you're also going to buy, you go to the shop where you also bought your Lasota and now ask for Gomboro vaccine, and they will now give you the Gomboro vaccine. They also put it in It has to be cold like the other one, and you run back quickly and administer like you did in the first one. That is the first gomboro now. On the 13th to 15th day, you for those people who gave cocidio start on the 9th to 10th day, you can repeat the cocidio start on the 13th to 15th day, and it has to be given orally. On the 17th day, you will repeat the second lasota. The second lasota. Remember that this lasota is to prevent Newcastle disease. The second lasota, you go again and buy for the second lasota. You now buy and come back and still give orally like you've been doing. And remember to dispose the container and whatever water that is left, if any, the way you did in the first time. You dig a hole, throw everything in and cover up. Then on the 22nd, you give another gomboro, second gomboro. On the 22nd, you give second gomboro vaccine. You go and buy and also give orally. On the 28th, you repeat third lasota. Third lasota on the 28th, and it will also be given orally. And finally, on the 35th day, you give third gomboro. Third gomboro orally. I will do some explanation here. That is to say, lasota prevents Newcastle disease and will be given 3 times. It will be given 3 times. If you're trying to do this, read these bets after my teaching, remember to always go back to know the days, the way I've pronounced it, and follow it the way it should be. This Newcastle disease, you will give gomboro 3 times, and therefore you give lasota 3 times, and for gomboro disease, you will give gomboro 3 times. But to be very frank with you, you know I like being honest now. I didn't give my chicken, I didn't give them my fowls these things three times. I gave them twice. I like being sincere. God is keeping them. Because in that small quantity that I'm rearing, and I will buy all these drugs three times and administer. I don't know whether I will make any profit out of it. But if I assure you, if you give that first lasota, second lasota, first gomboro, second gomboro, this chicken, nothing will happen to them. Nothing will happen to them. Some people give once, but at least to be fair enough, give twice. First lasota, second lasota, first gomboro, second gomboro. God will keep your poultry for you. You prayerfully follow everything that you do in life. God's hand, if God's hand is on it, it will go well. So that's about this the vaccination for the chicks for now. And remember that this deficiency of gomboro causes a viral disease. Oh, this is a viral disease, has no cure. So that's why you mustn't joke with gomboro. It's a viral disease. It has no cure and will result to the death of birds. Vaccine contain the virus, and when you introduce a virus into the chick, it will build their resistance immediately. That is what we call immunity. So remember not to say, I will not give my best vaccine, so I will see, I will try. No, give them vaccines. They will do well. Give them vaccines. Give them vaccines. Try and give them vaccines. They will do well, and you will make something out of it. Try it this Christmas. So the rains have subsided in Nigeria, so it's even easier to brood the birds in the house. Okay. We'll talk about their food. What do they feed on? It's in the market. Just go and buy. You give them chicken mash. Remember, from that first day to like 0 to 4 weeks, give them a starter mash. Starter mash for the chicken. Give them starter mash. After 4 weeks, give them a finisher. If you give them finisher, there are so many products in Nigerian market, very good ones, very quality ones. Give them finisher. You give them finisher. So from 4 weeks to 8 weeks, By that time, 8 weeks, they are matured enough for you to eat them and sell the ones that are left. Give them a finisher. Birds love to eat food. Don't keep a bird and you start looking for money to buy feed. Before you buy any bird, make sure that you have food or enough finance ready to buy their feed. Please, don't keep them hungry. See, if you want your birds to grow, give them food all through the night. There are times, in fact, it is advisable that you put a lightning in their pen. But if you don't like, just keep all these rechargeable torch and the rechargeable lantern. Keep one so that they can see what they are eating all through the night. If you give them food all through the night, somebody will now say, how come a bird matured in 8 weeks, just 2 months? Hey, see how big your bird is. It's food. There's no magic. Some people start talking about what they call all these booster, whatever. To be very frank, I don't administer any booster thing to my bird. The one I eat, oh, the one that is left that I can sell, I don't administer any booster thing. Me, I don't want to die like that. Oh. I will not eat. I rear my birds naturally, except for the feed that I give them. I rear them. I just rear them like that. At times sef when my feed finish and kpam 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 I'm rushing to buy, I can give them boiled rice. Anything I have, boiled rice. I just throw to them and they will eat. And when I get back, I feed them with their normal feed. Don't give any booster thing. Don't do. I don't know how, but don't. If you like, you can give if you're rearing commercially. But for the house now, eat something decent now. My person, eat something different. Something that is decent. So that you can live long too. Mm? So that's about their feed. That's about their feed. But we need to know so many things about birds. You have to be very careful. When you remember that you're going to remove the light after for like 2 weeks or 2 weeks, and you remove the light. If their feathers start coming out, we keep reducing the heat source of heat gradually, gradually, gradually. When you see them and they start opening their mouth, open like that, you know that the heat is too much. You reduce. You see that they are growing. They are just growing. You will reduce. But then when there is cold, you see them clustering to the source of heat and you can intensify. So you need to monitor them. This is not what you just keep and you walk away. But it is so easy, sweet. Oh, me, I like to go and take care of them. Oh. I used to clean their poo. Oh. You know, definitely now chicken can mess everywhere. Hey, at times the water that you keep for them, they will throw it everywhere. They will mess their litter. That wood shavings you kept there, and they will but if you leave them, said, why did you do this, why did you do that, they will contact diseases, and it's not good for you. It's good that you just clean up. When you see them mess up, you just clean it up, dry the place for them, replace with another wood shavings, and then continue. Instead, when you put their water drinker, you can place a heavy stone on top so that they won't have the energy to push it away and spill the water everywhere. Okay, I hope you are learning. This is still Go Point Party Essence channel, your favorite channel. We love you, want you to enjoy life. Me, I can go and get a chicken and eat. Oh, I won't go to the market. I'm not lying. When I finish, I will still go and show you. I have some left. I have even the local local black net. What do they even call that one again? This local one is just walking around my compound small small. I have it. I still have some noila. So when I feel like buying eating chicken, I just tell my children, let's eat one. We'll now make something and eat, and we'll give God thanks. It's not something you can just overlook and keep buying and buying. At least to help economy now, save small. You dey hear me? This is Go Point, your favorite channel. Subscribe to my channel. We love you. Keep the notification bell on. A lot of more of these lectures, small lectures will come. Me, I didn't go to any big place to learn this poultry thing. Oh. I did not go, although I had some knowledge from the university, but I came back. Some of these skill empowerment, whatever that you see our representatives, political representatives do. when they ask me to come for such programs, I sit very tight and I watch them. I watch my teachers. I learn. I don't joke with those things. It's an opportunity to learn. From there, I learned poultry. From there, I learned fishery. From there, I learned mushroom growing. Mushroom growing. I learned snailry, how to rear snails, and I also learned how to rear bees. But out of them all, I've been able to practice two: this poultry and the fishery, a fish farm, aquaculture. I've been able to practice two. Out of all that I've learned, I've practiced two at least. So if you have an opportunity to where they do, or even if it's two 1 month program, whatever, go there, do that. And even if he has a certificate or he doesn't have, it's not very necessary. All you know is that you have learned a skill that will help you. At least do the one you will eat. Christmas, so don't buy. It's going to be so expensive. Oh. Me, I don't want to buy you. How to know when your bets are ill? If your bets are sick, you need to know. Eh, anytime you see them opening their mouth like this, it means that the heat is too much. Oh. You have to pull up the nylon that you use in covering them. As they are growing, they keep adding to their feeding level. But remember to give them when they are small, give them feed bit by bit. You can even give them feed up to 4 to 5 times a day, it doesn't matter. But don't pack everything at the same time. Just give them bit by bit. Ensure there is water. Water always. They require water. They require water so much. Birds drink water. If you give them water, they will be fine. And clean up their houses. That's not much. Just those two things. Give them food, give them water, clean their houses. That's all that they require. How to know when the birds are sick? When they reduce their rate of feeding. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. You say something is wrong. Then when water consumption also reduce, that water that they like to take, they no longer take it like that. Lie. Something is wrong. Oh. Don't joke. When their droppings also change from ash color, ash color with small whites showing they are normal, but then it now changes to green droppings. I said ash color. Remember the normal dropping is ash color. Eh, ash color with white showing white, small white on it. It's normal. But when it comes to show green droppings, yellow droppings, red droppings, or bloodish droppings, or you even see a blood drip that is dripping around the pen, there's something wrong. Go. Or a milky whitish or watery dropping. If you notice any of these abnormal droppings, hey, consult an expert. Oh. Consult an expert. But you know me now. I like being frank. Not when you have small, like I'm asking you to do for Christmas, small quantity, you'll be running. Now, doctors, veterinarians, what do they call them? Veterinary doctors will finish your money now. I didn't say they are dog good, but they are very good when you have a big farm. That at least when you pay them, you know that you make something out of it later. But not in this small level. See, when I see these droppings myself, if you see what I used to do, I don't want to tell you I used to give them human drugs. So me, I give them human being drugs. So that's something I will see like this. I will buy antibiotics myself, and I'll give them. If I see something like foul pus and everything, I'll start looking for all this. What is it called? Is it Kaimura? And the rest. I'll just buy some small drugs, and I'll just mix it and give them. You can give ampiclos. So you can add paracetamol. You can add people use amoxicillin. You just add small things. But if you don't know how to mix that thing in the right proportion, I will tell you before. By the end, I will tell you. But if you don't know how to mix them in the right proportion, go to that shop, that drug shop where you used to buy all the lasota, and explain what you're seeing in your bets. If it's a bloody dropping, you tell the person there. They also have people that they call veterinary doctor inside there too. They will just bring some antibiotics in a sachet and give you. You go and put it in water and pray over them. Pray over them. They will quickly recover. See, my old grandmother, them in the village, they don't even give any drugs. So their best will be, their chicken will be walking up and down, putting their dirty feet everywhere. But it will grow. and we'll go there and catch it and we'll eat it. Don't bother yourself too much. Don't bother yourself too much. Nature knows how to organize things. God Himself knows how to organize things. Don't bother about the drugs you did. If you, but when you see these abnormalities, don't take it lightly. You must do something. Whatever level, you must do something. Put an effort to do something. You go to the shop and they will give you something to administer. Then you will finally remove the nylon on the 5th week. That nylon, no more. You have finished the brooding. They are grown. Remove the nylon. They don't need it anymore. They no longer need it. Okay? There are some other small things that you can give. They are just cheap. Cheap. You just pick them in sachets, still from the drug shop, for deworming. And even a human being takes worm expeller now, you know now. You give them for deworming. You know, they peck anywhere and put their mouth anywhere in case they pick up worm. You give them something for deworming. There's wormacine, so many of them. So I think I can remember wormacine. I used to buy it for my. So many of them. Or take anyone in your country, just give them, and they're okay. You I think there is not much again for the broiler bed. You have read a broiler. You continue to give them food, the finisher, from that 5th week to 8 weeks. And they are ready for the market. They are ready. They are ready. I want to recap what I told you about, at least a little recap, to tell you just the most important thing in rearing broilers. Broilers are they are not so you can't say they are birds that are very hard or that has a ability to withstand harsh environment too. You have to be careful. If it is noila and the layers, what we call the pullets, they are stronger, and I'm going to tell you about the layers or the pullets now. But for this Christmas, food broiler now, that one can mature before December 20. Today is 20 whatever. 20, either 20th or 21. So by 21st of December, it will be about 8 weeks. And you'll be saying, thank you, God, for this Christmas birds. Okay, viewers, let's get to people who may want to rear layers. What we call layers, they are pullets. Pullets. The right name is pullets. Pullet is a female fowl below 1 year of age. A female fowl below 1 year of age. And when they are above 1 year of age, that is when we call them, they are called hen. When they are above 1 year of age, they are called hen. And these are layers. They lay eggs for you. They lay eggs for me. I love to eat eggs. So they lay eggs for me. So I also have layers, these pullets. But it takes time to mature. It also takes time to start laying eggs for you. So it's not something you can decide to go into in a rush. When you must have gotten their where you're going to keep them, their pen, whether their cage, whether their the rooms, where you want to keep them. See, if even outside Africa, people can also rear their beds in under their, what do they call it, where you park your cars. What do they even call where we park our cars again? So you can just keep your beds there. You put them there and start rearing them there. It doesn't. I've seen people who keep their beds there. If there are no cars there, you can keep them there and just cover them a little so that they don't walk around so much and mess up everywhere. Don't leave any space unused. I've talked about it severally. No space should be wasted. Even backyard. I showed you the other time. I will show you the pepper that I put. You see the amount of pepper on one small pepper tree. You wonder what kind of species of pepper is this. I will show you. I don't leave any space. So any small thing I see, I put. I put scent leaf. I put curry leaf. They are all medicinal. They are all good for us. Don't leave any space. So your garage, car garage, right? Put. You can also put your chicken there. So for layers, the pullets, when you get them, You remember you're also going to, as they come in, you give them the usual thing that you're supposed to give them, the glucose and the vitamins. Glucose first, then you now give vitamins and the rest as usual. Those things that you're supposed to do in day one will not be done by you if you're not an expert. You will not do them like you did, I thought, in broilers. You allow experts to do their thing because some of these things they do subcutaneously, meaning I think probably under your tongue. There are so many things that needs expertise in doing. Some intraocularly, they do it. So what I simply do is to buy my layer from the first day after they must have been taken care of by the by the hatchery department, and I start from giving them their glucose when they arrive. Make sure that you prepare the pen, you prepare the cage or the room where you're going, the house where you're going to keep them as usual. Use the dry wood shavings there, eh? And make sure there are no wet areas. Then when they come in, you still put them like the one you did in broiler. The heat source must be there. Just about the same thing, but just that their vaccine, the stages at which we give these vaccines for layer is a little different from the broiler. You know, the broiler stays just 2 months, but the layer can stay in your house over 1 year. So they have to be taken care of properly and more seriously. In the day two, remember to give antibiotics and vitamins. Antibiotics and vitamins. Day two to day four, antibiotics and vitamins orally, orally, orally. So that is via drinking water. Day two to day four. Day five to day six, coccidio starts. For this one, I will say go and give coccidio start. You know the pullets will stay a long time with you. You need to fortify their health very seriously. I will encourage you to give coccidio start here, to via drinking water too. And remember those vaccines, you will go and you carry your coolers most of the time, oh, so that you give you vaccines and it will not spoil before you get home. Women, oh, don't gist on the road, oh. If you go to women, oh, my women, don't gist on the road. Youths, don't talk to your friends on the road when you carry your vaccine. Just go and take care of your bed. Then you go back and discuss with your friends. Remember this one, we are starting with coccidio start. 5 to 6 days of their life, you give them coccidio start via drinking water. Then week one. Week one means maybe from the 7th day. First dose of Gomboro vaccine. First dose of Gomboro vaccine orally. Orally. Second week, like by 14th, second dose of Gomboro vaccine, again orally. Second dose of Gomboro vaccine. Then week three, maybe say like the 21st day, first dose of Lasota vaccine. Oh, Lasota here again. First dose via drinking water. Week 4, like 28 days, third dose of Gomboro. Third dose of Gomboro. Third dose of Gomboro vaccine orally. Week 5, fowl pox vaccine. Now, fowl pox is necessary here to treat the layers. Fowl pox vaccine. You know they are going to stay long. So, fowl pox vaccine. And it's wing web. They do it through the wing. I think if you're going to go into layers, you know now you want to do a big farming that will, at least it will be producing egg. You have to invite a doctor to put that in. But me, I kept my noilers and that my black. I will find the name and tell you later. That my black bed, either black never, and cockerel. I didn't give them anything through wing web, oh, because I did not give them foul pox and they did not suffer from foul pox. It's the mercy of God. But if you want to go into commercial rearing of these pullets, please give them foul pox. Invite a veterinary doctor to handle it so that you don't lose what you have suffered to do. Eh? Then on week 7, remember that foul pox I said is week 5. vaccine through the wing. The doctor will give them through the wing. Then week 7, second dose of Lasuta vaccine orally. Then week 8, the warmer. I told you can also buy the warmer from the shop where you buy your Lasuta and give it on week 8. It's still orally inside water. And remember the quantity of water I'm saying. If you get a small drinker, maybe you just divide it into quarter and you now add like 1 spoon on it, and you now give them orally. Then antibiotics orally. I am, the amount of this dewormer and the rest that you give depends on your bed. If you just, I'm trying to explain things for people who just want to do it just around the home, small level. That's why I'm saying just give like 1 spoon of the thing for that day, and it will be fine. Deworm them like when you keep around a carton of bed is about 50. You deworm like that. With a small level of drugs. Antibiotics, just the same. 1 spoon, a tablespoon, not teaspoon now. 1 spoon. And the third dose of Lasuta in week 12. You give week 12 another third dose of Lasuta. 3 times again. I will encourage you to complete all these ones if you're wearing pullets, because they will stay so long in the house. So Lasuta 3 times, Gomboro 3 times, dewormer, antibiotics. But there is one they call EDS. EDS, week 14. If you go to those people selling the drugs, ask for EDS, that you want to give it to your pullets, they will give you. And that one, they also give subcutaneously. Finally, week 16. That's when their vaccine will end. You will give NDVK. NDVK intramuscularly. The bets will be okay. To be very sincere, I didn't give EDS. I didn't give NDVK. My bets are okay. Give Lasuta. Give Gomboro. Give the warmer. Give Coccidiostat. But if you're doing it commercially, where you have spent so much money and you need to see results seriously, give them the other two. Week 14, EDS subcutaneously. Week 16, NDVK intramuscularly. That is about the drugs for layers. Remember, it is still the same process with broiler. You clean their houses well. Don't let them lack water. If you see the droppings changing from the usual thing it should be, the ash and the whitish whatever on it, run out. If it starts changing to green, to yellow, you see blood, run out as usual and come call the doctor. You know that the doctor is now needed to come and take care. But if you can handle it, if it's in a small quantity you're doing it, you still administer, go there and ask them for the drugs, explain to the drug man at the shop. They will give you some antibiotics and you come back and give them. And you prayerfully follow them. They will do well. That is about the layers. In cleaning the cages or house, pack the litter and wash with water. Remember to wash with water. When you want to put another set of beds, if you want to put another set of beds, you finish with this one, 2 months, you have taken your broiler, you've eaten them or you've sold them. You want to put another set of beds, so because I know if you continue to sweet you now when you eat plenty of chicken and you didn't buy them, you didn't spend anything, and then you got some eggs, you want to continue. I know you won't stop. You thank me now. You thank Mama Gold Point Party Essence for teaching you how to do these things small in the house. So when you want to put another set of beds, cleaning the cage very well is important. Please pack the litters, the old litters, and wash with water. Wash with water. This is still Gold Point Party Essence channel, your favorite channel, Please subscribe to my channel. If you love my effort, just subscribe. I just like to teach people. I don't want anybody complaining about small money. It shouldn't come in. Reduce the amount you spend on food by doing some of these things yourself. You can imagine when you have chicken. You can imagine when you have fish. You can imagine when you have pepper, all these leaves, small leaves, a pumpkin around the house. If you're late, you can just run in, take your fish, take your pumpkin, whatever, and you do it. And you get something ready. And your family will be fine. You won't have so much headache. How about my sister? Don't allow your head to ache over economy. God is the owner of economy, but we have to be wise. So cleaning the cages is very important. Pack the litters and wash with water. Fumigate the place. Fumigate. Fumigate is English language. Fumigate. Fumigate the place with these chemicals called Morigard. If you can't find Morigard where you are, buy jig. There's something we call jig. Now jig is bleach. But that product jig is in Nigeria. It's fine and it's easy to get. Use jig. You can also use what we call caustic soda. All these things I'm talking, they are not in heaven. No. They are in shops. They're in poultry shops. Go and look for caustic soda. Yeah, use it and fumigate the place to be sure that if there are any leftover what is it called? Viruses, bacteria, fungi, pathogens, whatever they like, let them call themselves. You will just kick them off, and the house is sound for you and neat again for you to replace new beds. I know you will rent new beds now. Don't go out, don't stop this thing. You can use formaldehyde. It's also in the shop, formaldehyde, or what people also call use formalin. But when you do, after using all these things, use clean water and rinse it again so that the whole place will be neat enough for you. When you're fumigating, please remember to close your nose, please, and leave the place for 10 days to 2 weeks after fumigating. 10 days to 2 weeks after fumigating before you replace with new beds. Don't put immediately after fumigating. Leave the place to dry up for 10 to 12 days to remove the smells of those chemicals, please. Please don't dip your hand in the chemical. Wear a hand glove and rubber shoes if you're entering a house. So I'm sure you really enjoyed this program. I think I will conclude by telling you and teaching you how you can grow a mini fish farm. I will round up with fish farm. When I come back again some other time, I'm coming to teach you how you can grow mushroom, raise snails, and do a bee hive. Get a bee that will produce your honey. So you know honey is very good and it's very expensive. So remember that you have to do something this Christmas. So I want you to comment and tell me that you read fishes. No, but fishes will not grow now. You won't eat them during Christmas because you have 2 months left. But the chicken, you will eat. And I know you will comment. Go to my comment section. Make comments, please. Share, please. Send to your friends. Encourage me. Subscribe. Please watch the video to the end. Very necessary. Watch this video to the end. It's very informative. Mothers, push it to your kids. Push it to your girls. Push it to your young boys. Give them a space behind the house. Let them no longer waste these spaces now. Try. Let them not waste it though. Try it in 2 months now and see what will come out by Christmas. Thank you so much. This is still Go Point Party Essence channel. We are going to learn how to do small fish farming. Small fish farming. I'm not telling you what I don't do. At least I've posted it twice. My fish and I'm telling you what is practicable. We'll still, if you want, we can still go back to my fish farm for you to see. They are there. Most of them are grown. I've started drying. I have dried and I've sold so many. I've dried. I packaged them and sold them, transported them to even areas far away from where I live, where people demanded for them. I posted it and people demanded, and I dried them very well, processed very well, and sold it to them. We are talking about urban fishing. Urban fishing means even in township where you are, even in your backyard, you can do something. But they also if you're in a rural place, beautiful, you can also do fishing. And there are types. Fish farming will provide you with sufficient knowledge and information. It will make them understand catfish farming in an urban settlement. So nowhere should be no one should be redundant. Let me say that everyone should be involved. Fish farming is the principal form of aquaculture, which involves raising fish commercially in tanks and ponds, usually for food. Usually for food. Usually for food. Whether you do it small or whether you do it commercially, you will still get small thing out of it. When you eat, the ones that are left, you sell. You still get something out of it. Why are we doing fish farming? There are several reasons for doing fish farming. Cheaper and more reliable method of getting fish for the growing population in the world. The population is growing. We can't rely on the fish and the water alone. Everybody has to do something. Food is very important, very, very important. We also do fish farming for food and nutrition. Demand for low fat food. We have demand for low fat food. So many of our food has so much carbohydrate, so much oil, no, bad, negative oil, bad oil. So demand for low fat food has led to this need to start fish farming virtually everywhere you are. To reduce overfishing too. Overfishing. Who goes to the river? Who wants die inside river? For fishing. The other fish is good though, very tasty. Natural fish is good, but this one is equally good. But I advise people not to pack all this booster on their fishes, so that when you eat, you're comfortable, you're happy. I don't give them booster, they grow. I won't lie. I don't give them booster, they grow. Wallahi. I don't give them booster, they grow. Source of income and employment. It's a source of income and gives employment. That's why I'm saying entrepreneurship. You're there, you have employed yourself. You can even do it and employ somebody else to assist you. But it's just that fish farming is not difficult, it's not tasking. As soon as you have erected all those things you need in doing it, it's just to feed them and open tap and water will go out. They will go and buy their feed. That's all. It's not stressful. For use in animal feed, you can use it ornamental purposes, everything. People come in is for aesthetic. People come in, they see, they go to even as soon as any natural person, every reasonable person comes into your compound and sees that there are fish farms. Aha! You people have fish. The person will run to the fish farm and begin to look at it and begin to admire. It's for ornamental purpose. It's beautiful. Nature of God. Handwork of God. Handwork of God. They will admire it. So just do something. Just do something. Advantages of fish farming. We've said it now. It will produce in Nigeria. It remains most cultured and most profitable fish farming. With that, by that I mean the catfish. It's what is very prominent in Nigeria. Why? Because it's good. Some of the advantages of this catfish, it reaches table size. That's to eat it very quickly. Catfish. Very quickly. Remember the other fishes, but I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about catfish production. We have tilapia now. We have all this asa and whatever we call them in Nigeria. So many. But this one reaches table size very fast. This catfish, it reaches table size. Accepts artificial and supplementary feed. Anything you give them, artificial feed, they will eat. If you even give natural one, they will eat. They have high food conversion rate. Whatever you give them, you just see them in their growing fast, 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 fast. They will convert the food sharp, sharp. The high food conversion rate. But there are fishes that you put if you give food, you're getting very worked up and unhappy. The food is not coming out. The food is not growing. The food is not coming out. The fishes are not growing. But you're spending. Buy catfish and grow. It's good for you. Disease resistance and tolerance. They can resist diseases more than several other fishes that are being cultured in the world. They resist diseases. It survives artificial and harsh environments. Can survive every harsh environment. It can survive. Can survive. Disease resistance. Regular source of fish feed and fish seed. It has high acceptability. I know some people don't eat catfish, but some of those people who do not eat catfish, when it is dried, they also eat it. But some they may not eat it when it is not dried, but when it is dried, they eat it. The acceptability for catfish is very wide. Is very wide. That's why you must think of growing catfish, and it commands a good market price. It commands a very good market price. In fact, I tried to sell small the other day. I was smiling, in as much as I won't make all the gain, but I had something on top of what I spent to train it. Remember, in whatever business you do, keep run bookkeeping. Keep the cost from the day you bring them in. The money you use in procuring, if they are fishes, fingerlings, the money you used in buying them. Or if they are juveniles, the money you spent on buying all of them. You write them down. Then you start the feed. Then you start the drugs. You start writing. Writing every single thing. If there anything you do about the fish, put it down. So that at the end of the day, you can say, I spent this. And when I sold them, I realized this, or we ate this, and this is what is left. You see that it can't really go, you cannot lose. You can never lose. God won't allow you to lose. You can never lose. People who have been doing it have not lost. You can never lose. You can never lose. People who have been doing it have not lost. So then the general consideration in keeping a site. You must think out the kind of this thing you're looking for. What is it called? The fish pond that you want. You know you have the eating pond. In this eating pond, somebody who lives in the village who does not have money to do the concrete pond, who do the concrete pond, cannot say I don't have money, because some people go behind their backyards and dig up something. Dig up something. I will tell you something. I will tell you my observation. People go behind the backyard to dig up something and they get their source of water into that pond, and they throw in some fingerlings or juvenile there, and they don't even give them what food most of the time, unless they are leftover foods. They just go and throw it there. Ask me, what do those fishes eat there? There is God, oh. Don't mind me. Those fishes eat anything they see. I have where I discharge my water. And where I discharge my water, somehow, sometime, I have a tarpaulin pond close to it. Mistakenly, one of my daughters went and opened the tap in trying to discharge water and didn't cover it with a net so that the small, small chickly fingerlings will not go out. Those fishes trooped out, some of them trooped out from the mouth of the tap, ran into that ditch that I dug as waste for wastewater, and decided on their own to inhabit there. And I left them. There was no way I could remove them. This thing has happened twice, two different sections of rearing of fishes in my house. And if you see the fishes, they fed them. So I begin to wonder, say, God, how do they feed? How do they feed? How do they feed? I realized that is what it's called. It's called an eating pond. In as much as I did not devise it to be like that, it happened coincidentally and it became an earthen pond for me. So the earthen pond is dug out or excavated, excavated, meaning what, meaning water dam where fishes can be raised from juvenile to table size. That is just about the eating pond. I told you I already had a practical example. Then the concrete tanks is built with cement, with sharp sand and gravel. You won't be able to do it yourself. You need to employ a messing man, a man who knows how to fabricate these things. They will come and fabricate it for you in the house. And make sure that it's watertight in order to avoid leakages so that it doesn't leak or water drying up or water drying up. So before I continue again with the concrete pond preparation, I would like to go back to that earthen pond. That's something I remembered. The earthen pond, you also have to prepare it. If you intentionally, not like myself, that just saw fishes inside my ground that I dug. So if you intentionally want to use an earthen pond, that's what you can afford. You prepare the pond using lime. You know lime now. Use the pond lime to treat the pond. Then when you use lime, you just go and use it and treat the pond. Make sure you use lime to rub it very well. And you now let in water into the pond. Then when you let in water into the pond, you fertilize the pond with inorganic and organic fertilizer. Inorganic, you know now, all these NPK, all those fertilizer you use in planting your crops. That's the inorganic. Then the organic is what we know now, manure. Manure now, you know manure now, leaves, dead leaves and everything, use it and go and fertilize the place, the pond again. Then when you are finished, you remove it. After fertilizing, you're sure you could stay for days, then you remove it. You have treated the pond, the earthen pond. The fish can inhabit there very favorably. And now you go and select a good stock. A good stock is very necessary. Whatever type of pond you are using, good stock is very necessary. You select a quality fishes and you put in there, and carry out daily necessary routine management of the pond. Daily necessary routine. You check up and see whether is really going well. That is what I mean by daily management routine in the pond. So it's not difficult. Use lime, use fertilizer, use organic fertilizer, use inorganic, and treat the pond. Then you put your fishes. Preparation of a concrete pond. I'm going back to concrete again. I told you would have employed somebody who would have come to build the ponds for you. Square ponds, different sizes depending on how your space is. For my own pond, I have little space where I could keep the pond, build the ponds, the concrete ones I showed you before, and it was good enough. So I built the ponds, the smaller ponds. So if you have enough space, you can increase and build bigger ones, or you can just use the small one and start off small and grow big. So preparation of the concrete pond. You now wash the pond thoroughly. You now flush the water. The man must have finished building and it has dried and maybe stayed about 2 weeks. After, it's cement now. After cementing the whole place, plastering, you can stay about 2 weeks. You can even give 3 weeks. If you want to give 1 month, give after they built it newly for you. If you have not used the concrete before, please don't be in a hurry. Allow the cement to dry well. Dry well. Then you wash the pond thoroughly, flush the water, fill the pond with water. You put dry grasses, example plantain. Me, I used to use plantain. I'll now put dry grasses, plantain leaves into the pond, then fill it with water. You can put dry plantain leaves, wet plantain leaves, anything, just put inside the water. Leave for 2 weeks. Then drain and wash the pond. you drain and wash it and refill with water, leaving for 1 week. See, if you just finish, you see, when you finish this thing, you drain and fill with water the third time. Remember I said when you pour water, I don't want to be in a hurry. When you pour water, you put plantain leaves, pluck like 14, let's say 14, pour it there. Big plantain leaves now, the hand of plantain, the way it is very long, throw it inside it. 14. If you put 14 inside it like that, you leave it there. For me, I used to carry the dung of my poultry. I put it in a rice bag. These poultry droppings now, the sheets from poultry, the one you want to discard or you use in doing organic fertilizer in farm, you pack it, the sheets, you pack it. I'm just trying to be raw about it, so I just bring the sheets, then you put it inside the rice bag big enough, tie it very well, and go and dump it alongside that plantain leaves. That's how I used to do my own. Alongside that plantain leaves, about 14 pieces of plantain leaves, I dump the bag of poultry dung dropping inside there and leave it for 2 weeks. And leave it for 2 weeks. You can even leave it for 3 weeks because this is a new pond. Then some people also use inorganic. They still put this inorganic fertilizer in it until the water turns green in color. I never used inorganic. I don't know about it. I only use poultry droppings and leaves, and nothing has happened to my fish before. And when I come out, when it is ready, about 3 weeks, I remove everything, the leaves, both the leaves and the poultry droppings. I drop them away and I pour water, clean water, and I wash. I can add salt at this point and use water and salt and rinse the pond very well and open the tap and it will drain away again, and I put fresh water. I will keep rinsing and rinsing and rinsing until I'm sure all the salt has really left the pond. Then I will go and find quality fish. Quality fish. You ask me, how do I know quality fish? Quality fish from a good hatchery. There are hatcheries who are known to produce good fish. They are the species that they have, or their parent stock produces quality fish. If you go and buy one fish that you put inside your pond, and you spend money, you buy feed, you buy drugs if necessary, and you put it there, the fish will be eating, swallowing, and will remain like dwarf. Hell, God forbid, you'll be so unhappy. So be careful where you buy your fishes. Be careful. Don't be in a hurry. Choose where you're going to get good fishes before you start, so that you enjoy it. So stock the pond with fishes. Then finally, there's another pond, plastic pond. It's easy. Me myself, I use tarpaulin. And the way I prepare the tarpaulin is just the way I also prepare the concrete pond, using my grasses, plantain grasses and leaves and poultry droppings. Just the way, 2 to 3 weeks. I remove them, I put fishes. They're okay as long as you rinse them off and all the salt you use and wash it. Rinse them and put fresh water. You just pour your fish inside. Then the people also use a plastic pond. So I use tank. This GP tank in Nigeria. They just cut the tank and put the thing. As long as you put a mouth for tap where water goes in and water goes out. So there must be an inlet and an outlet of water. You're ready to do it. Use a tank, an old tank. If it's leaking, I met something a few days ago where they are selling tiles, and they said it's for plastic. They're using gummy broken leak. What is it called? Plastics or tanks that are leaking. So it's just like cement, but it is not cement that you know. So when you ask them, go to where they sell tiles. You ask them, they will give you that. And if I have an old tank, plastic tank, use it, so that you just gum wherever. If you put water and you discover that it's leaking anywhere, the level of water you left last night when you filled it was not the level where the water was when you came in the morning. That means there's a leakage. Then you trace it, call them, they know how to do it. They mix that thing, remove all the water, and they gum that thing back for you. No wastage. Remember, my policy is no waste. You don't need to buy another container. to train the fish. Use whatever you have, anything. People use drum, put mouth on it, put whatever, pour water and use mouth. Small children, anything, they are just running about there. But the drum is not advisable. It doesn't have the size is small. Fishes won't have a where to swim. You know, they love to swim in a deep water and the lengthy place. So that is fish farming for us. Give fishes food. They love to eat. As soon as you bring them, give them food, they will eat. Then you need to be careful to be sure how to know if a fish is sick or in distress. Fish can also be in distress like your chicken. Yes, it can also be in distress like your chicken. So when you feed them with quality food, they will bring quality output. Then when you sell them, you make more money. There are foods, their feed. There are ones that natural feed. For those of us that have eating pond somewhere behind, you may not be giving a feed, but if you have, you can throw there, they will eat. But so many people with eating pond don't give anything. Some people even go to establish these eating ponds near natural water, like rivers. If they have rivers close to their own community, they go to keep this thing there. As long as it has protection, they just keep it there. So you be careful, because some pathogens can also come to attack your fishes, like the alligator or crocodile. But that is where you're doing this fishing in a rural area anyway, not in an urban area. But we need to talk about it because people are also in the rural area who are listening to us. Then the type of food that you can give them, they are planktons, phyto, or they eat leaves. They are produced through pond fertilization. You can, as you fertilize those ponds, remember I told you that the eating ponds can be fertilized using organic manure and the rest. You see leaves growing on their own. You see phyto. You see so many things growing on their own. When you put all these droppings of a chicken and they use and fertilize it, or normal fertilizer, NPKs and urea and SP, other natural things will come in on their own. Maggots will just walk in. The fish will have, what do we call the other ones? Insects, so earthworms, so whatever. The fishes will eat, and they will be okay. They will be okay. It's a natural thing. It's God's blessings. It's a natural thing. They will be okay. Then we'll come to the artificial feed, because we are doing urban fish farming. Seriously, these are compounded feeds. You know what they are now. They come in mesh, crumbles, pellets, depending on the age of the bets. Sorry, not bets now. Age of the fishes. When they are small, from this month to this month, you can give maybe a first month 2 mm. You have foreign feeds, feeds that are of foreign nationality, like Nigeria, that are not from Nigeria. We have Nigerian feeds. They are equally good, very good, very nourishing, very, very nourishing. Nigerian foods are good. They are very good. So when you can, if you don't have money to buy the foreign food so much, you buy a part of Nigerian food, buy a part of foreign food, mix them up together and give them. You start from 0.58 mm for the little fingerlings. You grow as they are moving. 1 month, 2 months, we leave 0.5, whatever. You 2 mm, 4 mm, 6 mm. I think they have 3 mm in some feeds. Then they will start growing from stages to stages. As you buy these foods, when you get there, if you don't know the to give at a particular fish size, you can snap your fish, take it to the person who sells, the feed dealer who sells the feeds. If you take it to the person, most of them, the rare fishes too, they know, if you see the size of your fish, you say, okay, this is the size of feed that you should be using now. From now to now, this time to this time, use this. And then when they outgrow that age, you come again, you can snap and show them. They will now show you the size of feed that those sizes of fishes require. You will do it and you become an expert. Next time you're cultivating your fish farm, you don't need to ask anybody. You know what they need at every point in time. Remember, everything gets sick, but God forbid that the mortality rate in your fish should be high. It will never be high. It will never be high. Prayerfully follow everything you're doing. If your fish is for any reason begin to run out on the top of the water, run out, everybody's picking head on top of the water, look at it very well. It means there is a problem. It means there is not much oxygen in that water left. Oxygen, O2. There is not much oxygen in that water left. So what will you do? Try and reduce the water and top with fresh water so that more oxygen can get into the water. Top the water or entirely remove the water. And there are so many things that causes this oxygen to reduce in the water. Leftover food. Leftover. Don't overfeed. I know that these feeds come in two different types. So some are floating, some are sinking. Personally, I tried sinking, I didn't like it much. I like floating foods because at times you don't control the level of food that they eat. You can even give them small, still they remain, and those ones will go down into the water, and if it's not properly taken care of or removed, may cause infection. So me, I like floating food. I'm telling you, I will tell you the truth. I like being truthful. This is still Gold Point Party Essence channel. Please, your favorite channel, subscribe. Watch this video to the end though. It's very educative. Are you see? I didn't say you should pay me, but subscribe. Just subscribe. It's beautiful to learn. It's very easy. You will be grateful to God if you start. You start small and move big. So the O2, the oxygen, that's what I call O2. We are science students. Reduce water from pond and you refill it with fresh water containing high oxygen. Stop feeding. Stop feeding. Immediately you observe this. Stop feeding and observe the fish behavior. And when you see that everything has normalized, by that time you would have changed your water to fresh water. Then you continue your feeding. You start feeding them again. But if the problem persists, reduce feeding rate seriously and watch them until they recover. It's just oxygen. They are not really sick, but they need oxygen. Everybody does, even human beings. We need oxygen. We need oxygen. Let the place where you keep them be airy. Let wind. It's a place where wind can access, come in and go out. They need it. I said the cause of this oxygen reduction is decay food, leftover. And also when there is not proper photosynthesis, and wind is also not coming in very well. I think we are almost rounding up. There is something I will tell you before we almost round up. There is sorting, what we call sorting or grading. You know, fishes, they don't come at they don't all come in the same sizes. It's advisable that you sort your fishes. What you do is you keep those that are of the same size in a particular pond, so that the big ones will not start struggling for food and leave little or nothing for the smaller ones, and they will not be feeding well. So sort from time to time. Maybe in 3 months you sort, in another 3 months you sort, and of course you know your fishes, they will grow and they may be ready in 6 to 7 months. So at least you can sort about twice. Some people sort about twice, 3 times before their fishes get to maturity. So sort. Try and sort your fishes. Try and sort your fishes. It's very important that you sort your fishes, and it will reduce the cannibalism. Fishes eating each other, saying or competition. It will reduce competition amongst fishes, where the big ones can eat everything, leaving almost nothing for the small ones. I know they try. I don't try you. And I know go clap for me. Clap for me now. That's good, my people. Be encouraged. Be encouraged. There are diseases, bacteria, viruses, fungi, other pathogens, fishes with bacterial diseases, Some of these causes are exposure to poor condition. Don't overcrowd your fishes. Give them space in the pond. Put as much as that pond can contain. Don't overcrowd them. They need space to live. You know they like running about. Fear. And I want to tell you something. Oh, my observation. Story. Do you know that these fishes make a lot of noise in the midnight? If you're not careful, you think some witches came to your house, though. But the kind of noise fishes do in the midnight, you'll be very sorry and very surprised. Hey. If you hear that kind of noise in your water in the night, please, witches did not come. Oh. In fact, there is nothing like witch. They don't have power anyway. But just be mindful. When you hear those noise, there's nothing that is wrong. It's their nature. They make a lot of noise in the night. They run about, play. That is all about that one. Oh. Exposure to poor conditions can lead to diseases. So overcrowding, starvation, poor quality feed, overfeeding. Overfeeding is a problem even in human being. Overfeeding. Stress condition. Don't stress them too much. Don't rofando them. Don't leave them in a low dissolved oxygen water. Oxygen must be high. Like I told you, keep top fresh water or discharge entirely and put fresh water. High temperature place is not good for them. Let the place be windy. Signs of a diseased and infected fish. They will refuse to eat your diet too. Even no matter how diet that you give them, you call it diet. They will refuse to eat feed due to loss of appetite. Fish feed, you see fish will start crowding at the water surface. It's showing that they are diseased and infected. Crowding at the water surface, particularly near the water inlet where you used to put water. Then lack of activity, they will not be moving around and flying like they used to fly, like small witches. They will not be flying. That means they are little beautiful things God created anyway. Abdominal coloration, and your skin may start peeling. If you see that kind of run, and go to the food shop where you buy these things and ask them tell them that the skin of your fishes are peeling. They will just give you an antibiotic. It's simple, just like the one you buy there for poultry. They just give you they'll tell you the quantity to add in water. You tell them the size of the pond, or you snap it in a camera. Thank God for camera phone. They will know the size of your pond and know how many fishes are there, and the amount of antibiotics they will ask you to add, and how many days you will administer the treatment. So that is about it. And prevention is better than control. It's the best control, prevention. So make sure you only stock healthy fishes. Stock healthy fishes. Don't overcrowd. Feed them well. Ensure the fishes that you bring in are quality ones. Then finally we get to harvest and processing. Remember now, you will buy a net. Even when you're sorting, you need a net to bring them out now and sort. Then when you want to harvest, you also need a net to drag them outside small. And make sure that any day you want to bring harvest your fish, you already have a ready market, a buyer waiting. You know fishes can stay actually 3 to 4 hours outside without giving up. But you must ensure that the buyer is ready to pick up the fishes when you bring them out. And when you bring them out, wow, 6 to 7 months, God, who has helped you to follow my instructions and listen to my teachings and training, will make your fishes come out very big at 6 to 7 months. If you follow all I have told you seriously, they will come out very big and you will enjoy it. You will sell and make some money. Commercialization is very important. Catfish are good for commercialization. They are good. 6 to 7 months, you have commercialized them and begin to sell to wholesalers, to retailers, to hoteliers. The hotels, they will buy. Restaurants, they will buy. It's not a waste. It's in high demand. It's a food that is in high demand for all that is required. Most of the things are in the food, in that fish, or your omega-3 fatty, good fatty acid, fat oil, whatever. They are there for you to enjoy. Processing the fish. You know, and I told you, I never rear fishes without drying. I dry some. I use them to make soup. I use them to make my plantain porridge, my yam porridge, my jollof rice. So I dry my fishes. I ensure I dry my fish. I showed you my oven. And as I walk out now to show you again my fishes, we are going to look at it finally at the end. Hello. Yes, I've left my studio and I'm now at my cages to see and also to show you my broilers. These ones, I expect them to grow to the table size by Christmas. They're about a month old anyway, but I will leave them to grow till Christmas so that they can really become very big. They can really become very big. This is about a month old. Okay. Ganim. Hello, these are also some other broiler birds in another cage. They are smaller than the last one I showed you. I pray they all be ready by Christmas. Then I will munch them. Chum, chum, chum. Please put your own broiler birds in your cage. You will be so happy like I'm happy over them. Thank you. I will now take you to see my fishes. Here I have some of my noila beds. The brown noila. This one is this black, either black neva or necker that they call these black ones. They're all pullets, so they lay eggs, but they have not gotten to the age of laying eggs. These noila beds, I like to eat them. I told you I'm not really rearing them for eggs purposes. I love to eat hard chicken, so I don't like the broilers I've showed you so much. So I eat these ones are particularly for me. I like to eat it when I eat chicken. These noila beds, they are good though, noila beds. But remember, brown pullets are better than black pullets any day. If you're buying pullets, brown pullets or brown layers, whatever you call them, are better than black ones. Thank you. Hi. I told you I have big fishes. I'm trying to give them food and they're all running towards the food. They love feeding. See, they're really big. They're very big ones. Very big ones. From Gold Point Party Essence Farm. We'll go to the next pond. See the smaller ones coming up. I pray these ones will be ready. Hi. Love. These ones are coming up. They are just coming up. I pray that by Christmas they would have been ready for me to munch them, sell them, entertain my friends and family. Thank you. Wow. This is the third pond. They also have younger ones. 2 to 3 months. They should also be ready like 3 months from now. Thank you. Bye from Gold Point Party Essence channel. I'm coming to show you my pepper before I finally say goodbye. I told you I don't waste any space in my house. See my little pepper trees. See the amount of food on these pepper trees. Show them. Yeah. See them. Just see them. You can see the pepper. I just grew it, I just planted it casually and it's producing a lot of pepper. See ripe ones, they're trying to ripe. See them. Yeah, I've been eating from it. As I eat, they will dry, they will keep ripe, they will be ripening. They will be ripening. And I'll be plucking and eating. Do something, don't waste any space. I encourage you. See my curry. Curry is there. If I want to make anything with curry, I pick my curry. My scent leaves are also coming up. Small, small. Scent leaves. Thank you. God bless you for partnering with Gold Point Party Essence. Thank you so much. Watch this video, please, from beginning to the end. It's educating. It's a training. Please, subscribe to my channel. Share. Please. Send to your friends, please, your families. Encourage me. Give me a thumb up. Please. Come up as soon as I put a new video in. Please. Just watch my videos. God bless you. Bye from Good Point Party Essence channel. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.